A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant escalation of trade tensions, President Donald Trump's recent decision to double tariffs on imports from India has officially taken effect, now reaching as high as 50%. This move marks a pivotal moment in the relationship between the United States and India, two nations that have cultivated a strategic partnership since the early 2000s. The implications of this tariff increase are profound, with estimates suggesting that it could impact exports worth approximately $48.2 billion, affecting a wide range of sectors including textiles, gems, jewelry, leather goods, food, and automobiles. The Indian government and various industry experts have voiced concerns that these new duties could render shipments to the U.S. commercially unviable, potentially leading to job losses and a slowdown in economic growth. The tariffs, initially set at 25%, were raised following India's continued purchases of Russian oil, prompting President Trump to sign an executive order that imposed an additional 25% tariff. This has sent ripples through India's economy, particularly in labor-intensive sectors that rely heavily on exports to the U.S. Ajay Srivastava, founder of the Global Trade Research Initiative, described the new tariff regime as a strategic shock that threatens to dismantle India's established presence in the U.S. market. He warned that the repercussions could lead to significant unemployment in export-driven sectors, undermining India's role in the global industrial value chain. While some sectors, such as pharmaceuticals and electronics, have been temporarily exempted from these additional tariffs, the overall outlook remains grim for many exporters. Puran Dewar, a leather footwear exporter based in Agra, expressed his dismay, stating, "This is an absolute shock." His business, which has seen growth in recent years thanks to clients like major fashion retailer Zara, now faces uncertainty. Dewar, who also serves as the regional chairman of the Council for Leather Exports, emphasized that the U.S. must recognize that these steep tariffs will ultimately hurt American consumers as well. The Federation of Indian Export Organizations has raised alarms that small and medium enterprises, which heavily depend on the American market, could be particularly vulnerable. Ajay Sahai, the organization's director general, remarked, "It's a tricky situation. Some product lines will simply become unviable overnight." This tariff increase comes amid ongoing negotiations between the U.S. and India for a bilateral trade agreement, which have yet to yield results. The U.S. has been pushing for greater access to India's agriculture and dairy sectors, but New Delhi has resisted, citing concerns over job security for millions of Indian farmers and small business owners. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reiterated his commitment to protecting these interests, stating, "For me, the interests of farmers, small businesses, and dairy are topmost. My government will ensure they aren't impacted." However, the escalation of tariffs has led to a cancellation of a U.S. delegation's planned visit to New Delhi for further trade talks, signaling a potential stalemate in negotiations. In response to the looming economic challenges, the Indian government is actively exploring reforms aimed at boosting local consumption and insulating the economy from external shocks. Plans are underway to modify the goods and services tax to lower costs for essential goods ahead of the major Hindu festival of Diwali in October. Additionally, discussions are ongoing regarding financial incentives for exporters, including favorable bank loan rates. India is also looking to diversify its export markets, with an emphasis on expanding trade with regions such as Latin America, Africa, and Southeast Asia. Trade negotiations with the European Union are gaining urgency as India seeks to reduce its reliance on the U.S. market. As the situation unfolds, the impact of these tariffs on both economies will be closely monitored, with potential long-term consequences for global trade dynamics. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.